This is Karis Alexander with Deep Truth Media. Awareness, deconstructing consciousness. The next evolutionary step for your individuated consciousness, that is human consciousness, in this evolutionary trajectory that we are on, is to create psychically. That is provided to us by the power control force through their clues and movies. The power control force forever keep that from happening within this system of consciousness, that is, for you to obtain your divine right to create psychically through your psychic abilities. And I'm talking psychic abilities beyond telementation, beyond healing from a distance, or energy healing, remote viewing, beyond out-of-body experiences. I'm talking about obtaining psychic abilities that are beyond our comprehension in this system of consciousness. They've never been accessible or attained before, but because we are dismantling her, this womb, this matrix, as awareness, deconstructing consciousness, we are forever becoming more aware of the potential and possibilities that exist in the system of consciousness. It is a finite system, the system of consciousness, just as your individuated consciousness is a finite system. You have been born into this birth and death process, and so as above, so below, this system of consciousness has a birth and death process that it is in the throes of. And things like transhumanism, artificial intelligence, or signs to tell us that this system truly is in the death throes, because it is transhumanism and artificial intelligence which is needed in order to keep this system propped up, this system of consciousness, although they will have you believe that this is the next evolutionary step, transhumanism and artificial intelligences. No, they are needed in order to further capture your awareness into this system of consciousness, forever keeping you in this womb matrix as a fuel source. The power control force have an advantage over you. Oh yes, they do. They know who you are. Although they do not know or experience awareness themselves because they have a different genetic disposition which does not allow them to experience awareness as you and I do, they do know that which you are, and they forever keep that knowing from you. Because humanity does not know who and what it is, it really does not know what it is seeking, although it is seeking something. This is why they have designed the universal architect's concepts such as transcendence and ascension and factored it into this program reality in order to forever keep you from escaping the matrix, forever hiding the fact that you are awareness from you by have you living in a physical world system upon which you think you are worthless, you are unworthy. Your astrological blueprint holds the genetic coding of that unworthiness. It also holds the genetic coding of your ancestors. Your astrological blueprint also holds your gifts and the superior order of the personality that is you, the threefold personality that is you, exists within this soul blueprint. You are not a soul. However, you use the soul in order to have this third dimensional experience. That is, on the time of your birth, your soul blueprint is infused within your biological vehicle. That is, your awareness has been captured in your soul blueprint, and that is what you experience during this lifetime. Your soul blueprint is the personality that you experience through your individuated consciousness. Your astrological blueprint is what shapes consciousness. That is, the solar system and all the planetary bodies in the solar system are what creates consciousness in this universe. Therefore, that is why the power control force tell you not to look to the divination arts, your psychic abilities, and astrology as tools to use in order to navigate this third dimensional reality that you are immersed in. No, they tell you not to look to these tools in order to support your evolution. Instead, they use astrology to manipulate your behavior and world events, and then tell you not to use these astrological tools. You have to ask yourself, well, why are they telling us not to use something that they are using? It's all by design, in order to manipulate, again, your essence as awareness in this system of consciousness and to manipulate world events. The power control force are the unseen force. That is, they are mirroring the unseen force within you. You see, they are manipulating the force that is within you. They, in turn, act as an unseen force manipulating that which you are, mirroring that which you are, the unseen force within you. So you may be saying to yourself, why would I want to acquire my psychic abilities? That is to use the mind, the thought, and the thought process. By using those tools, the mind, the thought, and the thought process will support you to not only survive what's coming for you in this system of consciousness, in this third dimensional reality, it'll support you to thrive. When one considers how to position oneself in this system of consciousness, it is to develop your mental faculties, to use the mind, the thought, and the thought process, again, which are not yours, but to use them in the system of consciousness in order to create a reality of your own choosing and making instead of the one that you've been born into and that's being perpetrated on you. When one transcends their environment, the rules change. Your frequency shifts, allowing you to alchemically empower yourself to create at a higher level. Genetic coding gets switched on that supports the higher order in relation to the frequency that you are currently or have access to. And the old genetic coding that you used to run under switches off, empowering you to manifest instantaneously. When the rules change and your frequency shifts and you transcend your environment through alchemy, then you can manifest and create instantaneously. That is a reality, or some would see it as magic, that will be able to transpire on this physical world stage in a short period of time, if not already for some. You do have the capacity to change the course of your life. Never before has that been available to you than now. When we consider the system of consciousness, again, I want to make the distinction between awareness and consciousness. Awareness is the observer. Awareness is immaterial. That which sees through your eyes, that which hears this audio, that which tastes, which smells, that aspect of you is awareness. There is no thought or thought process when you see through your eyes, you hear this audio, when you smell and taste, when you experience this physical world. You become the observer. Who is it that's observing? Who is it that's listening? Who is it that's seeing through your eyes? That is awareness. On the other hand, consciousness is material. It's material form. It is created consciousness through thought. This is a thought universe and the thought process. And through thinking and the thought process, materialism is created. So you are living and experience a material world based on the thought process and thinking. That is very different than awareness. Consciousness, again, is material. And what I want to emphasize is that when we deconstruct consciousness, what are we doing? We're taking the word consciousness and we are breaking it down and looking at its components. Con means to trick or deceive, a form of deception. Shus, S-C-I-O-U-S, means to have knowledge. Ness, N-E-S-S, means the state or quality of being. Therefore, when we put consciousness, the word, back together, we get the quality state of tricking or deceiving someone through knowledge. This is the higher order of the word consciousness. This is the spell on consciousness in order to deceive and manipulate you into this system of consciousness. And yes, there are the meanings to consciousness. You may have a different meaning to consciousness, and you may look it up in the dictionary and find different meanings for the word in its wholeness as consciousness. But that is the lower order. That is the deception. Consciousness has a spell on it. That being said, the purpose here is not to bring a negative connotation to consciousness, because consciousness simply mirrors your awareness. It's the creative potential. What I'm trying to do is to get you to see the distinction between awareness and consciousness, and to show you that awareness and consciousness are different, and that as awareness, once you understand and comprehend the difference, that you mold and shape consciousness, you learn to manipulate consciousness into that which you want and desire, creating a world of your own choosing and making. When we can make the distinction between awareness and consciousness, that's true empowerment. When you can see consciousness as an information field, a data stream, a web of unlimited potentials and possibilities, a creative force upon which you can consciously and psychically create and manifest a world of your own choosing and making instead of the world that's being spoon-fed to you. That's true empowerment. So as you've been listening to these audios, and you know that I am creating a virtual reality matrix, and through the deconstruction of consciousness, that is a virtual reality matrix of my own choosing and making, what are you wanting and desiring? What are you creating in your virtual reality matrix? Are you just listening to what I'm sharing and participating in my own personal experiment as I share here? Has it inspired you to come up with ideas and possibilities and probabilities for yourself in creating a virtual reality matrix of your own choosing and making? That's the opportunity here, not for you just to listen to me, but to create your own. In my last audio, I talked about Neptune, Pluto, and Uranus, the triad that makes up this consciousness system from the collective level. What I want to talk about today is the Sun, Venus, and Jupiter, because they are in Leo. The Sun is in Leo, which is its domicile, its home. And Venus and Jupiter are also in Leo. The energies are quite astounding. However, it could be challenging for many because Leo represents the individuated consciousness, the individuated personality. Venus represents the underworld, or the subconscious. And Jupiter is expansive. It illuminates all the potential and possibilities that are available. And so that's why I'm bringing this up today, is because those planets are influencing your awareness as consciousness. I am very aware of how I am living in a programmed reality. That is, I am full aware of how these planets in our solar system affect my consciousness. And what I want to bring to your awareness is that with these three planets, the Sun, Venus, and Jupiter in Leo, it could give you the impetus to believe that you are invincible. Leo is the creative potential on an individuated level, but it also is the molder and shaper of your personality, the Sun. And Venus signifies the subconscious. And with the expansive qualities of Jupiter, this creates quite an interesting cocktail depending on where you are in your evolutionary path. So a lot of people could be, on the one hand, feeling invincible in their creative capacity, and then on the other, they could be feeling a lot of the shadow aspects coming to the surface as Venus unearths the personality aspect of who you are and illuminates, as the sun would illuminate, or bring light to those aspects of yourself that you have not been looking at to the surface. And then with Jupiter, it's really expanding that, or bringing to your awareness more vividly that which is the shadow. So how is that resonating with you? Do you find it very challenging right now? But also, on the other hand, do you feel elated? Do you feel that you are able to tap into your creative potential? Do you feel that there is the will and desire within you to achieve things that you may have never thought of before? What's coming up? What's showing up for you? The planets do affect us. The power control force know this. And so when we tune into the energies, we're tuning in to consciousness. When we're tuning into these planetary bodies in our solar system, we are tuning in to consciousness itself. That which molds and shapes, or that which is trying to mold and shape your awareness in order to seduce and manipulate how you respond to your physical world experience. Your currency is being used by this system of consciousness. You don't have to look at this as a bad thing. Look at it for what it is, the truth, and take back your ability to use your currency in order to create the utopia, the world in which you want, from the unlimited possibilities and probabilities that exist within this system of consciousness. Obama, you know Obama, the President of the United States, for those of you in other parts of the world, his birthday is on August the 6th. He is a Leo. He is a personality that represents the United States of America as the president, current president. I find it interesting that Obama uses a pseudonym and not his original name. That is, he uses a name like any actor would, a different name, not their real name, but another name to represent the character, the personality that they are playing. Yes, Obama, the President of the United States, is a character who has been molded and shaped by the power control force, most likely from birth. I'm not surprised that he is a Leo. Leos are very charismatic. Leos are exhibitionists. Leos like to be seen and heard and applauded. So this character that he's playing, president, fits him very well. He is able to trick and deceive the masses through his persona that he's playing. But Osama and Obama are very much the same. Obama will go down in human history like the character Hitler, in that he will have done things or been used in the system of consciousness in order to be a steward of the power control force. He is a puppet being used, allowing himself to be used. If Obama knew who and what he was as awareness, he would not do what it is that he is doing. He is a lover of power, and he will do anything for the love of power. We can see that. Found it very interesting that he is a Leo, and I was sharing with you these Leo energy, but that is all by design. The characters that hold these high-level positions in politics, in Hollywood, they are picked and groomed based on their astrological blueprint. The power control force use different astrological system than the one that they provided for us to use. I'm full aware of that. I also know that they use a different calendar, Gregorian calendar, that they have us on. Talked about this in the past. So I'm full aware of this astrological tool that they use in order to manipulate human behavior, and how they have us using a different astrological tool that is. So I'm full aware of manipulation of astrology, but it is a tool that we need to harness and use in order to port us to manipulate and mold and shape consciousness. The astrology shows us what the future holds for the evolution of human consciousness. We might as well use it in order to mold and shape the reality in which we want to make, instead of the one that's being imposed upon us. Some would say, in the using of astrology, the psychic abilities and divination arts, and the opportunity for awareness to transcend our environment and use our psychic abilities in order to manifest and create a utopia of our own choosing and making, would seem for many to be magic. But it's not. It's not magical. What will happen on fire on this physical world stage will for many seem magical. It is just the higher order of what is available as we transcend this system of consciousness as awareness. I thank you so much for tuning in. It truly is a glorious time to be here.